Yasin, by the one who is denoted by the name Allah, who created my being with his names in accord with the meaning of the letter B, the Rahman, the Rahim. Yasin. I have seen in Sufi commentaries that these separated or abbreviated letters have been used on one hand as divine names or arrangements of divine names, and on the other hand as titles for Prophet Muhammad. But the narrations attributed to the Prophet don't support either of these, or they don't answer, to say the least. And the Quran, full of wisdom, which he disclosed. You are most definitely of the messengers, upon a straight path, with the comprehensive knowledge disclosed to you by the one who is the Aziz, the Rahim, mighty, merciful, so that you may warn a people whose forefathers have not been warned, and thus who live cocooned from the reality, the Sunnatullah, the way of God. Indeed, the word, hell will be filled with the majority of humans and the fire beings, has come true for most of them. Because of this, they do not believe. Indeed, we have formed shackles, conditionings, and judgments around their necks, up to their chins. Their heads are aloft. They are unable to see their essential reality. They live driven by their egos, and we have formed a barrier before them and after them. They can neither see their future nor take lessons from their past, and thus we covered them. They can no longer see. Whether you warn them or do not warn them, it is all the same. They will not believe. You can only warn the one who remembers the reality that is reminded, and who is in awe of the Rahman as his unknown. Give him the good news of forgiveness and an abundant reward. Indeed, it is we, yes, only we, who can bring the dead to life. We write their deeds and what they put forth. We record everything with all its detail in a clear book, in their brains and their spirits. Give them the example of the people of that city to which the messengers had come. When we sent 2 messengers to them, and they denied them both, upon this we sent a third one, and strengthened him, and they, the messengers, said, Indeed, we have been disclosed to you. They responded, You are not but mere humans like us, and the Rahman, merciful, beneficent, has not disclosed anything. You are but liars. The messengers said, Our Rabb knows we have indeed been disclosed to you. We are only responsible for clear notification. And they said, Indeed, we think you are a bad omen. So if you do not desist, we will definitely stone you to death, and a severe suffering will afflict you from us. They said, Your bad omen is from you. Is it a bad omen because you are reminded of your reality? No, you are a wasteful people. Then a man came running from the farthest end of the city, saying, O my people, follow the messengers. Follow those who do not ask you for anything in return, who are upon the reality. How can I not serve the one who gave me this disposition? To him you will be returned. Shall I take gods besides him, if the Rahman, beneficent, wills to manifest adversity? Their intercession will neither benefit me nor protect me. In that case, I would be in clear error. I have indeed believed in the Rabb manifest in you. Listen to me. He was told, Enter paradise. He said, I wish my people knew my state, how my Rabb forgave me and placed me among those who are the receivers of generosity, the name Kareem. After that, we did not disclose upon his people any army from the heavens, nor would we have done so. There was only a single cry, and immediately they were extinguished. What a loss for their servants! Whenever a Rasul messenger came to them, they used to mock and ridicule his message. Did they not see how many generations we destroyed before them, and that none of them will return? And indeed, all of them will be brought present forcibly. The dead earth is also a sign for them. We brought it to life, and brought forth from it produce, of which they eat, and formed therein gardens with date palms and grapevines, and caused the springs to gush, so that they eat its fruit, and what their hands produce. Are they still not grateful? Subhan. Glorified is He who created all pairs, DNA helix, from what the earth body produces, and from themselves, their consciousness, and from that which they don't know. The night is also a sign for them. We pull the day light out of it, and they are left in darkness, and the sun runs on its course. This is the determination of the Aziz, the Alim, mighty knowing. As for the moon, we have appointed stations to it, until it finally becomes like an old date stalk. Neither will the sun overtake the moon, nor the night outpace the day. Each floats in its own orbit, and a sign for them are the ships we carried full with their progeny, and that we created for them the like of it in which they can ride. And if we should will, we could drown them, and there will be none to help them, nor will they be saved, except if we give them a specified life term as grace from us, so that they may benefit. But when they are told, protect yourselves from what is before you, the things you will encounter, and what is behind you, the consequences of the things you did in the past, so that you may receive grace, they turn away, and no proof comes to them of the signs of the Rabb, from which they do not turn away. And when they are told, give unrequitedly from the sustenance with which Allah nourishes you, those who deny the knowledge of the reality say to the believers, shall we feel those who, if Allah had willed, He would have fed? You are only in clear error. They say, if you are true to your word, tell us, when will this promise be fulfilled? They do not await anything except a single cry, the blowing of the horned body, which will seize them while they are disputing. At that time, they will neither have the strength to make a bequest, nor will they be able to return to their families. And the horn has been blown. At once you will see them leave their graves, bodies, and hasten toward their Rabb, to the realization of their essence. They will say, woe to us, who has delivered us from our sleeping place, the world, to a new state of existence. This must be the promise of the Rahman, the merciful, the beneficent. The messengers have indeed told the truth. There's a hadith that says, an event that the Prophet said something. Mankind is asleep with death. They will awaken. Only a single blow of Israfil's horn took place. At once, they are all brought present before us. At that time, no soul shall be wronged in any way. You will not be recompensed except for what you did. You will only live the consequences of your own actions. The people of paradise, at that time, will be occupied with the joy and amusement of the blessings of paradise. They and their partners shall recline on couches in the shade. They shall have fruits therein, and whatever pleasurable things they shall desire. Salam, a word from a Rahim, Rabb, wholeness from a merciful sustainer, shall reach them. They will experience the manifestation of the name Salam. O guilty ones, stand apart. O children of Adam, did I not enjoin upon you and inform you that you not serve Satan, bodily and unconscious state of existence, deprived of the knowledge of the reality, ego-driven existence? For indeed, this state of unconsciousness, is to you a clear enemy, and that you serve only me, experience and feel the requisites of the reality, as this is the straight path, Sirat al-Mustaqim. Indeed, your belief that you are only the body, and that you will become inexistent when you die, has caused many of you to go astray. Did you not use your intellect? So here is the hell that you have been promised. Experience the results of denying your essential reality now. We will seal their mouths at that time. Their hands will speak to us, and their feet will bear witnesses about what they have done. And if we willed, we could have blinded their eyes, and they would have rushed about on the path. But how could they see this truth? And if we willed, we could have paralyzed them in their places, fixated them upon their current understanding, and they would not be able to move forward nor go back to their old states. And to whom we grant a long life, we weaken in creation, do they still not use their intellect? We did not teach him poetry, nor is it befitting for him. It is only a reminder and a clear Quran. So, there's not extra sounds or anything to it. To warn the living and justify the word against the deniers of the reality. Do they not see how we created sacrificial animals for them among our creation? And they are their owners. We tamed them, cattle, for them, and on some of them they ride, and some of them they eat. And for them therein are benefits and drinks. Are they still not grateful? They took gods besides the law, hoping they could be helped. What they took as gods, cannot help them. On the contrary, they're like soldiers in service to their gods. And that's one of the things that a lot of people and their magicians say, we don't worship them. No, you are worshiping them. Because that's one of the things that people try to claim, that with their rituals and all that, they're not actually worshiping the beings that they are invoking and evoking. So, let not their words grieve you. Indeed, we know what they conceal and what they reveal. Did man not see how we created him from sperm? Despite this, he is now an open enemy. He forgets his own creation and presents for us an example, saying, who will give life to the bones when they have rotted away? Say, he who brought them to life in the first place will resurrect them and give them life, who he is Alim, knowing of every creation with his names. It is he who produced fire for you from a green tree from which you kindle fire. Is he who created the heavens and the earth not able to create their like with his names? Yes, who? He is the Halak, the Alim. Indeed, when he wills a thing, his command is kun, be. He merely wishes it to be, and it is, born with ease. Subhan, glorified, is he in whose hand governance is the Malakut, the forces of the names. Some people say the light being realm as a way of translating that phrase too. Of all things, and to him you will return. The illusory self, ego, will come to an end, and the absolute reality will be discerned. So you have the Malakut, the Janut, the Nasut, so the light being realm, the fire being realm, and the realm of us things that create, that, who live in the material bodies and the material world itself. And you also have the Lahut, which is the divine names and stuff. So how these things, the elementary ideas, or what's the right way to translate that philosophical idea? So back to verse 75, we have this idea that people, they think they're gods, and they're making themselves the gods of their world and stuff like this, but they're really just worshiping pantheons of spirits, and often humiliating or hurting themselves as part of the process. So Surah 32 has this calming sort of beat to it, and Surah 36 is even stronger. 37 is not quite the same, but it has some of the elements to that. 32 is great to say on Friday, particularly the dawn prayer, And by whatever day I mean, the sunset. So the evening prayer, dusk prayer, dawn prayer, early afternoon prayer, late afternoon prayer are the, you know, obliged watches in order. Surah 36, the late afternoon is really the best time for that. It's time to comfort the sick and the dying. Some people say it when they're grieving. There are some other uses. One is either not sure of any support for or may not agree with. So that should be enough. But there's this lullaby, and it's one of the chapters that in particular it forces you to say it its way. There's just when you say it in Arabic, it's like you may have a general way that you can say any chapter, but 36 is one of those ones that really makes you do it its way.